I'm back. We are not the same. We're not the same. Excuse me. We got the coil overs. We got the rear end narrow. We got the Brembo brakes. We clocked the ends, even though the bracket comes down a little bit more for the caliper to sit a little lower. We clocked the ends when we welded them back on, which, you know, pivots the bolt circle down this way. So now the caliper can be down here. So you clear the frame. So you don't have to frame notch for the caliper. You don't have to buy a frame notch kit, whatever that is, that I've seen out there. But anyways, bracing, all adjustable, all adjustable. Aftermarket cover, that's a little dirty, I gotta clean it. Tubular adjustable lowers. A lot of you guys are probably like, why do you need all this adjustment? All these different holes. You can get the car to hook, depending on how the car reacts. You know, this car's probably never gonna see the track, but if somebody was to buy this car and whatever, or if he was to take it to the track, it'd probably do good with how we got it set right now. But yeah, anti-roll. I know you guys are gonna be like, put a light on there. Anyways, everything's set. The spring height, like I was saying before, the spring height has a preset height that you have to adjust to. You can't put it in and have the spring down here, because if you have the spring down here, then your shock stroke, I can't even talk, shock stroke is real short, limited. So then, a lot of you guys, if you rode in a car with coilovers and think it rides rough, well, they're not set right. The way the holes are here to position the height, the spring height has to be preloaded to a certain height. You can go within an inch, inch and a half, either way, but you can't have the spring all the way down here. When you see people installing stuff and the spring is all the way down here, they've installed it incorrectly. So again, we are not the same. All right, this thing is about to go outside. Again, front, you got the KILLA uppers and lowers, the Viking, the Brembo, the tie rods, the tie rod sleeves, sway bar links, frame notch. Alignment is set, completely set. Spindles are degreed. You put more shims in the back and in the front, but the wheel has to stay plumb, straight up and down. I use a level and a tube on the wheel when it's sitting on my alignment plates to get it straight up and down. I measure from my plates to the front of the spindle, right here, to get my height from both sides. So this one is set at 15 1/4, and that lays the spindle back some, but this is with 28s. So that number will change depending on 26s, stuff like that. If you can understand that, you can understand me. And if you can't, I feel sorry for you. All right, yeah, we're gonna get this thing. Been going over everything, making sure everything's tight, everything's jammed, everything's greased. You can see the grease on all the fucking grease ports. Double checking everything. Gonna set it down, and like I said, I couldn't get away with not cutting the trim. I did not cut the fenders. The fenders were previously cut. Again, the fenders were previously cut. The Brembo brakes stick out more than the stock or than wheel would. So it made the wheel stick out a 1/2 inch more, which caused it to turn and get into there with my degree. I mean, it only barely hit, but I didn't want to take the chance driving the car or whatever, and then it hits it and folds this fender under. No, and look, the fender's not pulled out. Fender's not creased and pulled out. This chrome, they don't have it all in right. Body shop, whoever, you know, not my thing. I'm suspension, frame fabrication. But all right. I'm gonna get it down, get it outside. Some more little footage, but just want you guys to see all that. It has a lot of custom work. Not saying it should have taken as long as it did, but I did other things in the time that this thing was on the lift. And yeah, that's where we're at. It's all right. 2 in Orlando. About to be rolling. Cool, cool.